Good morning, Destiny players, and welcome to another Hunter build video. I am a Hunter main, so I don't have good stuff on my other characters yet. I'll get to them, don't worry. In this video, we cover an insanely powerful Void debuff based build, a remake of one from a previous video, but stronger. I am Bladeburger, your local 4 buffs on screen isn't enough guy, and make sure to do what the algorithm likes. I'm almost at 500 subscribers as of editing this video, so hey, get me to 500 and I'll do something to celebrate. Now let's get to the build. This build is a very heavy volatile spam build centered around 2 exotics, the Collective Obligation and the Gyrfalcon's Hauberk. This build utilizes so many buffs to yourself that most of them fall out of the 4 buff window. It's kinda funny. This build is a support focus build while also being able to pump out some ridiculous damage and utility at the same time. Let's take a look at what it uses. To start, Collective Obligation. This exotic pulse drops from the end of the Valve Disciple raid. Good luck. Its exotic trait, Void Leech, allows it to leech void debuffs from targets that are afflicted with those debuffs. When you shoot a volatile, weakened, or suppressed enemy, it marks it on the sights of the weapon. Don't worry, it doesn't actually remove the debuff after leeching. When discharged, you can hold reload to activate the ability to deal whatever debuffs you've leeched. If you've marked a volatile and weakened, it will deal those debuffs as you shoot. This lasts for a whopping 15 seconds. There is no cooldown after activation anymore, so you can get your marked debuffs back after your time runs out if you're shooting a beefy enemy. The other perk is Umbral Sustenance. This weapon auto-reloads when you gain a void buff, such as Devour, an Overshield, or Invisibility. This build deals with all 3, so you'll almost never have to reload. It's nice. Now to the exotic armor piece. Gyrfalcon's Hauberk. Your void weapons gain volatile rounds after breaking invisibility. While you're invisible and defeat combatants with a finisher, your weapons gain bonus damage and you and nearby allies gain a reserve overshield that can be activated with the class ability. They also gain increased class ability energy when they have this reserve overshield ready to activate. The biggest part of this exotic is that your void weapons gain volatile rounds when you emerge from being invisible. Essentially the loop is, go invisible with your class ability, shoot any enemy, which gives you volatile rounds and leeches the debuff, then go invisible when it dies, and repeat. It's a really strong exotic armor piece that goes well with any void build. For artifact perks, we actually have a few that help out this build. This is the one exception to my no artifact perks rule, as the artifact perks are just so good this season. First, Shatter Orbs. When you break a combatant's shield for the first time with matching damage, you create an orb of power. This is bugged, as breaking multiple shields within a few seconds of each other makes a lot more than one orb. We also have Volatile Flow, although it's not really needed. Picking up an orb of power gives you weapons volatile rounds. There's also Bricks from Beyond. Defeating a powerful combatant with the Void weapon has a chance to drop heavy ammo for your fire team. And lastly, Prismatic Transfer. When you cast your super, your fire team with subclasses of different elements gain a bonus to weapon damage. Now to the class. We're on Void Hunter for this build. Super of choice is Deadfall Shadow Shot, as it applies weaken and suppression when it tethers enemies. It also lasts longer than the other Shadow Shot and has increased duration, with a quicker cooldown. For class ability, Gambler's Dodge. Dodging near an enemy refills your melee fully. Next, we have Snare Bomb, a bomb that sticks to targets, exploding and inflicting weaken when they come near. For Grenade, Suppressor Grenade, a grenade that suppresses enemies damaged by it. It also has a pretty quick cooldown. For aspects, Vanishing Step, the easiest way to go invisible. Activate your class abilities to go invisible. The second aspect is Stylus Executioner. Defeating a target with a Void debuff applied makes you go invisible and gives True Sight. It has a cooldown of 2 seconds, which is honestly irrelevant. You can also use a melee while invisible to weaken targets. Yay! For fragments, we targeted ones that create Void Breaches, which gives us class ability energy when picked up. First fragment is Echo of Undermining. Your Void grenades weaken targets, so one Suppressor Grenade inflicts both weaken and suppression. Echo of Secession. Finisher kills create a burst of void damage that inflicts volatile to nearby enemies. Additionally, defeating volatile enemies makes a void breach. Echo of Harvest. Defeating weakened targets with a precision kill creates both an orb of power and a void breach. Echo of Starvation. Collecting an orb of power or a void breach grants Devour, which heals you every kill you get. Now to the mods. On Helmet, Harmonic Siphon. Rapid final blows with a weapon matching your subclass element creates an orb of power. This works with volatile explosions too, so long as the volatile is dealt from your weapon. We also have Harmonic Targeting, improve aim assist, accuracy, and ADS speed for void weapons. We are using 2 void weapons with this build, so it works well. Font of Wisdom, Armor charges now expire after 10 seconds, but when you have an armor charge, you gain a bonus to intellect, increasing the charge rate of your super. On arms, bolstering detonation. Gain class ability energy when you deal damage with a grenade. I have noticed that this mod is either bugged or has an internal cooldown, as it doesn't proc all the time, especially noticeable on my last build video, the trip mine spam. Next is Font of Focus. While you have an armor charge, you gain a bonus to discipline. Lastly, we have Firepower. Getting a kill with a grenade creates an overpower. On chest piece, Charged Up. Increases the max number of armor charges you can hold by 1, up to 4. Don't worry, you'll almost always have at least 1 armor charge for this build. I was able to keep a consistent 2 or more in my testing. Next we have 2 resist mods. That is all. On boots, we have 2 copies of Void Weapon Surge. While you have an armor charge, your Void Weapons deal increased damage. It does stack. We also have Installation. Picking up an Orb of Power gives energy to all abilities. For class item, we have Triple Bomber. Just kidding, we actually have 0 copies of Bomber. Instead, we have 2 copies of Time Dilation. Decaying armor charges last longer. It goes from 10 seconds to 15 on 1 dilation, and 15 to 18 seconds on 2 dilations. So that's 18 seconds of increased super recharge, grenade recharge, and void weapon damage per armor charge. We also have Reaper. After using a class ability, your next weapon kill makes it overpower. Here's an overview of the loadout for you to screenshot. Take your time and study it. It'll be on the test next week. I do not mind at all if you close out the video after screenshotting this. I do that too on other build videos. With these mods, the amount of orbs you generate is immense. In the screenshot here, I was actually on the lower end of orb generation from my testing. Still, it's an incredible amount of orbs to generate and ensures an armor charge is always active. Your super will come back very frequently, and you'll have 2 times Void Weapon Surge at all times. It even works well in higher level activities, as all you need is a single orb of power to drop and all your buffs are active. As for the collective Gyrfalcon synergy, it's just gravy on top. With the mods and fragments, you'll get your class ability back so quick that you can always dodge to go invisible and start the chain over. Try it out today. If you have any changes to suggest, let me know down below. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Join my Discord. Blade Burger out.